Not sure if I'm live yet. I'm just not seeing anything on my screen. Ugh, I don't understand. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see and hear me okay. I'm sorry about that. But it looks like I'm live now. Okay, so welcome to my photoshopping live stream where we go online together and shop for deals on camera and lenses and accessories and things like that. And I try to cherry pick the best deals. Sometimes they may not look like a deal because it doesn't say it's on sale or there's any discounts, but uh, they are at a very good price. So a lot of things that I pick are generally for beginning photographers, and if you're on a budget and you don't want to spend a lot of money but you want to get started in photography. We need the basic items. We all need camera bag to carry our gear. We need memory cards, of course, tripods, lens filters. These are kind of the core items. And then I also tried to pick out some really good camera deals that are going on right now for the summer, and some lenses and filters to go with it. And you can put together a really nice package for just an amazing deal. I'll share a couple of those that are really tempting for me as well. But anyhow, uh, okay, good. I am live and everything's working. I don't know why. Time to time, the stream won't start or it doesn't look like it started. But hopefully the audio and video is good, and we can go right to the deal page. Now I have two deal pages, and the links are down below uh, in the description of this stream. It's and I'll type them into the chat. I got two different um, Amazon pages. So there's one, and then I have one dedicated to. So it's robtrek.com/deals. And that's just sort of my overall stuff generally over $20. And then I have one page dedicated to just items $20 and under, especially if they're on sale. They're a particularly good deal. And these are a lot of little things that help you along the way. Uh, and full disclosure, I'm an affiliate for Amazon and B&H and eBay. So you can use my links down below, and they go to support the channel and the work that I do here. I typically go through hundreds of pages of items before every stream, and I try to populate and update things, every couple of days. So bookmark these links that I have down below, and just check back time to time and see if there's a deal on something that you might have been looking for. It really goes a long way in supporting the channel and everything else that I do here. So all that said, it's good to see Shri, good to see you here, and Paul and Ethan, good to see you guys. And after I go through a few items, I like to pause and look at the chat section. If you're looking for anything in particular, or if you have any questions about any things that I showed, just let me know and we can go online together and try and find a good deal for that. Okay, so we'll start here on the deals page. And I didn't get a chance to organize these as much as I wanted to, but we'll just start with some lenses first. Okay, so the 28 to 300 Tamron is, general purpose, super wide, super zoom, right? It has a range from 28 millimeters to 300 millimeters on a full frame. This one is for the Sony camera. It includes, a little lens cleaning kit, a lens pouch, uh, the UV, ND filter, and a circular polarizer, and a 64 gig card. Um, Hopefully they'll send it with the Extreme Pro. That's what they're showing. They should send it with that, but you never know because this is an exceptionally good deal. Now, I will tell you, when I looked at this Shipper Saver, they are a pretty good, they have a pretty good rating here on Amazon. Uh, but I will tell you that um, it's a very, very high probability that this is an international lens, right? Meaning it doesn't come with a USA warranty. So it will be brand new, but it's not going to be with a USA warranty in all likelihood. So you're going to have to rely on the warranty from Amazon, meaning, the 30-day refund replacement. So I say, if you're looking at this lens and you're thinking about buying it used, maybe this is a better way to go. Buy it brand new. And if everything's working fine, uh, you know, you're good to go and you saved a lot of money. Okay, so I like that deal there because of all the things that they've included. And, Amazon now has this price history button. And if you look at the price history of this over, say, 1 year, you can see this package was selling for $1,000 and well over $900, just last month. So, or 2 months ago. So now that this is the lowest price it's been ever on this particular item. So definitely take advantage of the price history button on all the things that we're looking at. Uh, you have to have a little bit of context because of the way memory prices are going for some products, but this is an exceptionally good deal. And then this here, I have one here for $25. This I use on my 60 millimeter macro lens. And this one has the 55 to 72 millimeter steps. So this will work really well, say like on your 12 to 45, your uh, 12 to 40, on the micro four third lenses. But it gives you about a 1.5 magnification is what I found with no loss in image quality that I could find. So it's basically a macro close-up lens, and it works best on macro lenses. And it'll give you about another 50% of magnification with no loss in quality. So definitely, I use this all the time. I've gotten some terrific shots with this on my 60 macro. The version I have has the smaller lens adapter. It's just a pinch, it pinches onto the lens ring on the front of your lens. So there's that. Uh, and I'll just show you on my deal page. I did find one here. This one is $5 less. This is actually the one that I have. It has the 38 to 52 millimeter or my 60 millimeter macro lens. I paid a lot more than that for this. I paid like $35 for mine. So getting this for $20 is a steal. It really is a steal. So definitely pick this up if you want to shoot macro with your 60 millimeter macro lens, or any macro lens that, really any lens that has that filter thread size. You could use this on. It'll give you a really nice bump in magnification. Okay, another lens I found here, this is kind of a last minute thing, 9 millimeter f5.6 with a this little tiny filter screws on the back. It's an ND1000. So this is really good for, long exposure photography during, like in broad daylight, right? So this is great for waterfalls and landscapes with waterfalls in them, or, if you want to do sky painting, things like that. Uh, that's what the ND filter is good for. But this is a terrific deal on this lens. Uh, I believe I've shot with this lens before, and aside from the f5.6, uh, it's an excellent lens. So it's a little bit difficult to use for astrophotography, although it is super wide. It is a full frame lens. The f5.6 aperture makes it a little bit harder uh, to have long exposures. So you're going to have to do stacking and things like that. But for other applications, having a super wide zero distortion, I mean, this is a rectilinear lens, keep in mind, this is an excellent price. And it is manual focus. Now, Earth is a brand of filters that really it's top tier quality. So you're going to get minimal reflections and flaring with these higher end filters. You know, I always promote the budget filters, and they work great, probably 90% of the time. But there are times when I'm shooting directly into the sun, I'm trying to get a starburst, and you can get reflections and flaring sometimes on these budget filters. It's not a big deal. I still say get the budget filter if it, over something like this. But if you do want a high-end filter, the 58 millimeters on sale for like half price. And there's other sizes here on sale as well. Not quite at the 50% discount that we have on the 58 millimeter. But the 58 millimeter is perfect for the 12 to 45 f4 Pro, again on our micro four third lenses. So definitely you want to think about this lens if you want a higher quality polarizer. And I see some of you are a little surprised to see me here on a Monday. It's because tomorrow I'm going out on a photo walk with my photo club. So I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow, so I wanted to get it done today. Um, okay, now another popular thing to do in the summertime is infrared photography. And this comes with a whole set. You know, the IR 680 is probably going to be the one you use the most because it allows in a little bit more color, and you can get some really interesting infrared images that are in color, with the infrared color look. The higher up you go, these are more ideal for like black and white type infrared photography. So you can experiment with the four different sets, but you're getting four filters here for $23. And the 52 millimeter ring size is not common on a lot of the, modern autofocus lenses. But in infrared photography, a lot of times you're adapting more vintage lenses, right? Because a lot of them work really well in infrared photography. So, and then of course you can always use step rings, but uh, you, you want to, the 52 millimeter might be the exact size you're looking for. Uh, so I know a lot of my Nikon lenses, I believe, have the 52 millimeter ring. But keep the ring size in mind because the other ones are much more expensive, right? Um, this one here, I'm sorry, damn it. The one that you're getting here is the 720. This is one of the most popular. It's a single filter for 23. Oh, I messed up on this one. Okay, just ignore this. Ignore that. I thought you were getting four filters for $23. You're getting one. Just ignore that then. I mean, it's not a bad deal for one filter, but there are better deals on infrared. Okay, so my mistake. Here's some more earth filters. A magnetic circular polarizer, the 37 millimeter focal ring. The reason I put this here, there's a magnetic one here and there's a non-magnetic, is because the 37 millimeter is the size that you would use on your kit lenses, like the 14 to 42 powers, easy or peasy. I forget. I think it's the easy, right, on OM Systems and Olympus, and the regular standard kit lens, and also the 12 to 32 Panasonic kit lens. So check your filter ring size on your kit lenses. This is going to fit a lot of them on the Micro Four Thirds. I use one on mine. I I'll show you mine. It's not an Earth brand. This one is made by Neewer. But this is what it's going to look like when you put it on there. This is my 14 to 42 easy kit lens. And, you can just rotate it for your polarization effect. I highly recommend polarizers in all your photography. I know photographers that have told me, it's basically, it never comes off their lens once they put it on there. So it's nice to see a kit lens. This is a premium lens circular polarizer. So I can highly recommend it at this price point. If you're going to pay $69, I would say, well, just get a cheap one for like 10 or $15. But uh, because this is a premium filter, this is a really good deal. Uh, so here's an ND1000. Again, this is really good for 10 stops for long exposure photography. I might pick this up because I do take my kit lens out a lot, but I don't have a 37 millimeter. I have to think about this one. But there's that. Okay, and then a couple of nice bags on sale here. This one here, this is a good size, 7 liters. So you're gonna be able to fit a lot of stuff. If you're a micro four thirds shooter, you're gonna fit like 4 lenses, maybe even 2 cameras and a flash. I mean, you can fit a lot of stuff in a 7 liter bag with micro four thirds. With APS-C and full frame bodies, you can fit probably the camera, a couple of lenses, and maybe a small flash and batteries, things like that. But this is the perfect everyday size. And this is a really nice, I'll just call it vinyl. I don't know what else. I'm old school. But I have a couple of bags made with this material, and it's been very durable, easy to clean. It comes with this awesome divider. I love this divider. You can buy it separately for like 10 bucks right now, but this bag comes with it. And it adds really a nice rigidity to the bag, so it makes it very easy to get things in and out. This is a great bag for $37.99. And this sling bag, now I was having trouble adding this, but you can get this in a taupe color or coffee color for $18. So I wasn't able to add the because anytime I try to add this to my page, this is how I normally do it. It just says unable to add items. So I put the black one in, but the taupe one is the one you want to look at for $18. That's a really good deal. Uh, for a basic sling bag that you throw over your shoulder, but it goes onto your back. Lots of room in that one. And then, of course, some more lenses here. I'll be very brief with these, but I've talked about the 40 to 150 a million times by now. This is a must-have lens in the Micro Four Thirds system, and at this price point, it's a no-brainer. Even at the 239, the full price, it's a no-brainer. But the fact that it's on sale, just get it. You will not regret it. I can show you a couple of recent images I took with that lens. Like this. Was it this? No, this is the 75 to 300. Let me see. I used it. Yeah, like I took these hummingbird shots with this lens, right? This is the 40 to 150 kit lens. Just amazing. There's another one and another one. So I did some hummingbird shots. This is a bluebird, another hummingbird, and let me go back. I can go to my folder here, and all of these I took with the 75 to 300. I'm sorry, excuse me, the 40 to 150. It's terrific lens. You can even do some macro with extension tubes and the diopter and do focus stacking with it. So it makes a great macro lens if you combine it with the extension tubes. Okay, so anyway, amazing lens for the money. And then here's some other lenses here, just some budget lenses that I think are really good. 23 1.4. This is great if you like to use like sort of that vintage feel to your images as well as the look, right? And it's really well made. I had this lens for a little while, and it was, it's not tack sharp corner to corner, particularly wide open, but it really gives you that vintage look to your images. So, throw in a sepia filter, art filter, or uh, some of the vintage film simulations we have in the cameras, and it really makes the image feel more authentic. Just gives you a really nice artsy feel to it. And then here's a couple of macro lenses. Now there's about a $60 difference in price here, right? $65. Uh, if you can stretch, I would get this one, the 60 millimeter f2.8. However, the 40 millimeter does offer, uh, it comes with a lens cleaning kit and a UV filter, which, you probably wouldn't use, but uh, this is a terrific lens. And it gives you a little bit wider field of view, but just about the right amount of distance. So, if you want to get into macro photography, I recommend this lens or the other. I would get the other one for, not that it gives you more magnification, but it gives you a little bit better working distance. Uh, so between the two, get the one that fits your budget. You're going to do great with either one. One other item you should consider getting if you buy that lens is a macro rail. If there's any on sale here, let's see. There's a really cheap one here for 30 bucks. It looks okay. I bought a little bit higher end one. It was on sale. I got it for like 100 bucks. Let's see. That one's not bad. This one is very good, the Suray. But look into some decent macro rails. This is the one that I got, actually. I got it on sale for like 75, $80. But this is the best one of all the ones I've seen. So you can get this together with the lens for about 300. And you got an awesome, awesome macro setup. Okay, this is another fun lens to give you a very vintage look to your images. Uh, 25 millimeter 0.95. This was again, I had this lens also for a little while, and it was terrific. It was, it's heavy, okay? It's really heavy, thick metal, body on it, and lots of glass inside, heavy glass, but it renders beautifully. There's no spherical glass in this lens. It's purely just regular optics, right? And I thought this lens gave a really nice vintage feel to it, feel to the images. So again, this works great with the sepia filters and the vintage film simulation filters. Really fun lens to use. Okay, and then let's see. All of these lenses here, these are great substitutes for the manufacturer lenses. I like this one, the 14 millimeter 2.8 full frame. This is a perfect astro lens for Canon. They also have it for Nikon, Sony, and Panasonic L mount. This is a really good astro lens, super wide field of view for wide field, uh, like Milky Way type shots. This is a terrific lens. 200 bucks, right? And again, some really nice alternatives here for very little money. This comes in L mount, Nikon mount, and E mount, Sony E mount. It's a full frame 40 millimeter f2. As you know, the Sony equivalent of this is like 3 times the price, if not more. No reason to spend that kind of money on this kind of lens. I would just get this. It's got excellent reviews. I've seen reviews online for it. They've all been excellent. It's of course it's not an OEM Sony G lens or Nikon S, but it's like 99% there, right? And if you're on a budget, this is a great lens to throw in your bag as a street lens. This is APS-C 56 millimeter f1.8. Great alternative to the Sigma 56 1.4. This will give you excellent rendering as well. It's autofocus, you know, $129. If you're on a budget, it just make this lens is, I would almost call it a no-brainer, but I would say if you're on a budget, this is definitely the lens to get for your Sony. It's available on other mounts as well, but I have the Sony one there. And one last lens I'll talk about is this one. Again, this is very, very likely a international, no USA warranty. So consider this uh, buying this at with a 30-day warranty, effectively. I don't know what they say in the bottom about their warranty, but just look at it as a 30-day warranty through Amazon directly, because that's the return window. But it comes with a 128 gig card, a little backpack, and a UV filter. This is an excellent lens, and you're getting it brand new, but this is an excellent lens. Uh, for Sony, it's also available for Canon. Yeah, this is the Canon mount. If you have a Canon R7, this is a no-brainer type lens. Definitely get this. Because this comes with the 128 gig card. So not only are you getting sort of a good price on this lens, you're getting a free memory card with it. And this memory card is worth like 50 bucks all by itself. Okay, down here, I've talked about this tripod many times. This is on sale now for $25. No brainer. If you need a tabletop tripod, this is a terrific one. I take this with me everywhere. It comes in really handy for close-up photography, macro photography. Anytime you need stabilization, like you want to get down low to the ground and do those, sort of wide shots on a bridge, things like that. This is an amazing tripod. You can even use it in street photography. What you do is you find a column or a brick wall, and you hold your camera up against a brick wall like this with the tripod, right? So you get maximum stability for even for your street photography. Uh, and it makes a great little grip too if you just want to hold your camera like when you're vlogging. And it's super lightweight. It's carbon fiber. This is one of the best purchases I ever made. I paid 30 bucks for mine, and I thought it was a great deal. Now it's $25. Okay, now everything else here I talked about last week. You know, the deals on these memory cards are very good. This one's a little bit new. This is okay, so we have I'll just distinguish these two. There's a 512 gig here and a 512 gig here. These are CF Express Type Bs. A lot of the new cameras use these now. This has the CF Express 4.0. This is on the 2.0. I'll just double check, but I don't believe, if they don't tell you it's 4.0, it's going to be a 2.0 card. And the 4.0 read and write is much faster, okay? It's the latest and greatest when it comes to CF Express versions, right? But there's no camera on the market right now that uses 4.0. All the cameras are still on 2.0, so it's not going to be able to take advantage of the speed. The only time you're going to be able to take advantage of the speed of the 4.0 is when you're reading and writing from your computer, offloading your images. It's going to be a lot faster. So if you want to future-proof this memory card a little bit, get the 4.0. You're going to pay $55 more. But if you're more pragmatic, right, and you just need a lot of storage that's going to work just as fast as the 4.0 in camera, just get this one and save some money. But I'll leave it up to you. I wanted to give you those two options. And the only other super good deal here, yeah, the Type A for your Sony camera. Sony uses Type A. This is a pretty good deal. Price it's gone up about 50 bucks just in the past month. So unfortunately, but these are only going to go up in price for the near future, like for about a year. These are just going to continue to go up in price. So definitely check out Definitely get this now if you need it. If you don't need it, wait 2 years. The prices will most likely come back down because more factories will come online and start taking load off the AI industry and producing memory chips just for SD cards and memory cards like this and SSDs. Okay, so let me go to my deal page because I don't see any questions in the chat, but I'm going to go over here to my $20 deal page. And here's another tripod for $19.99. It's probably the exact same one as the other one that's for the same price. It just has a blue ring on it instead of a red ring. Or the other one might have been all black. But this, you could do so much worse for $20. This is a great tripod. Nice metal ball head, uh, metal legs, and there are some plastic bits here. Uh, so this is the kind of tripod that if you're on a very tight budget, but you need something very stable, this is going to be great. Because a lot of tripods out there at this price point or higher actually have a plastic ball head as well. So this is an excellent deal and also converts to a monopod. But this is not like a lifetime tripod. This is the kind of tripod with care you can probably get 2 to 5 years out of it, no problem. Or use it as a backup tripod. You keep it in your car, so in case you forget to bring your good tripod or whatever, you're going to have a stable tripod to use time to time, always in the trunk of your car. And then here's another bag. This one is a little bit styled more like a purse, uh, but this is a great deal, 20 bucks. And they have one in black for $20 and one in white or beige for 20. So, if you like this style bag, you can go with this. And it's a good size, has lots of dividers in there. Well, it comes with 2 dividers and 20 bucks. This is a really good deal for this style bag. And it's puffy, so it's going to really protect your gear as well. I don't care for this style personally, but maybe you do. Uh, and then one other thing I found here is this. I believe this is the Micro Four Thirds kit. Yeah, this is the Micro Four Thirds cleaning kit for 10 bucks. Sensor cleaner, a couple of different brushes and Q-tips, some microfiber cloth, some little lens wipes, and a blower. Hard to beat for $10. Okay, and it comes with a case too. So definitely, everyone should have this. I have brushes and sensor wipes, and I have an electronic blower, but I use these all the time to clean my gear and keep things nice and tidy. A couple of people come to mind that I know personally should buy this thing. I wish they would because every time we go out, I'm like, let me clean this for you. God, please. Anyway, uh, this is another interesting device. Now, this is a automatic leveling laser level and basically draws green lines on your walls. So if you like to hang your photos and you want everything to be straight, $16 or $17 basically. And it auto levels. It's not like you have to be perfectly. You can just kind of hand hold it and someone else can draw the lines or marks, or you can mount it onto a tripod and then go over and adjust the pictures on your wall yourself because you'll have a straight line. Just don't look directly into it because it is a laser. But yeah, this is a really good deal. Most of the laser levelers are, 20, $25. This one is 17, so good deal. But go down and check out all of my $20 deals here. Some of the things are on sale that brings them under the $20 price point. Like this flash here is an exceptionally good deal. 20 watt second, guide number 15. Very powerful portable flash. It's a little bit bigger than the other compact ones, but it's still compact. Throw it in your bag. It works as a great fill flash even in broad daylight. It has just enough power to work in the daylight. You can also use it off camera in S1, S2 mode. It's a full manual flash, built-in battery, USB-C chargeable. I have a very similar flash to this from Viltrox. It's 50 bucks. This one is on sale now for $15. So I would definitely get this over the Viltrox at this because this is only $15 and it's basically the same flash. Uh, so if you were looking for a portable flash, this works great for macro photography. You put a little diffuser in the front and it has enough power to punch through the diffuser and really give you a nice light onto your macro subjects. And car charger from Ugreen, 20 bucks. Some really good straps here. Another tripod here. This, like I said, this is, I guarantee this is the same exact tripod but without the blue paint. But if you want black, you can get this one. If you want blue, get the other one. Uh, let's see. And there's a diffuser, but I recommend this other diffuser. It's a little further down. But lots of interesting things here for 20 bucks or less. Pack of 30 microfiber cloths for 10 bucks. There you go. Various filters here in various ring sizes that you might want to consider. You know, these are the budget ones for the most part. The Tiffins are actually really good, the K&Fs. But like this Walking Way and Green L, these are budget filters, but they're excellent. You won't see any difference in sharpness with these lenses. You only just have to be a little careful with the, with flaring, right? So if you can put it behind the lens hood or just cover it a little bit, or, if you're shooting in direct sunlight, like I noticed it more like at twilight or at sunset and sunrise. That's when you're gonna have the most problem. But, broad daylight, like doing waterfalls, typically you're in the shade anyway. Uh, you're not going to have any issues. And I have a couple of high-end filters, but generally I use these budget filters 99% of the time. And then let's see, some batteries and card readers. If you have a filter, I recommend filter wrenches. They're very, very handy. What I noticed was that you have metal filters going onto plastic rings a lot of times, and they're hard, especially hard to get off. Um, but there you have it. So those are my deals. robtrek.com/deals, robtrek.com/deal20. So you can check out those two links down below. Supports the channel, all of that good stuff. So let me go to the chat section. So yeah, I think I answered this question. I'm not sure why. Let me see if I can get this chat to work. So if I select, oh, there it is. Okay. So let me adjust my windows a bit. All right. So if cameras can't, yeah. So like I was saying, it's primarily for reading and writing offloading the images off the card onto your computer will be a lot faster. But that's about it. In camera, it's not going to make any difference. It could be the same one I had for, during the Prime Day prices. Uh, I don't think it is though. I think because the newer flashes, let me go back up here. There's two of them that look identical. One has a couple of more watts of power. So there's this one, and then there's what's the SE? Yeah, this one. There's one other one, but it's gone back up in price. The 160. Let me see, it might be this one. Yeah, this one. This was on sale for like 20 bucks during Prime Day, if I recall correctly. This one has 2 more watts of power. That's it. I don't know why they say the guide number is 14. It should still be 15. Uh, but it's that one, and then the one I'm showing here is this one. I think the key difference here is the recycle time, because this one is not advertising it's probably a 2-second or 2.5-second recycle time instead of, let's see if they, yeah, this has a 2.8-second recycle time. So yeah, this is gonna have the slower recycle time is the main difference between this one and this one. This one is gonna have a 1.5-second recycle time. So that's why it's so much more expensive. And on Prime Day, it was only 20 bucks. But it's gone now. Hopefully the price history will show that. Let's see. Yeah, during Prime Day, it was down here at 20 bucks. That was the time to get this. Now at $32, it's still a good deal, but it ain't $15, right? So what you have to do is set your power down to about 1/16 on this. You do that anyway, regardless of if you're doing focus stacking and bracketing, you're going to set your power down to 1/16 and 1/8 so that your recycle times aren't quite as critical when you're shooting at such low powers. But if you're going to be shooting at full power a lot, you may want to buy the other flash. But for macro photography, this flash will be fine. And Paul says, Amazon does offer a monthly protection plan that covers your Amazon purchase. Yes, a subscription at $16.99, which also cover gray market. Okay. Yeah, I see that sometimes pop up. I never buy those personally, but if that gives you a little peace of mind to get that, go ahead and get that. I've never used the Amazon warranty service personally, so I can't speak to how good or bad it is. Uh, but it does give you peace of mind, right? That you have some recourse after the 30-day warranty expires. So consider that. Thanks for letting us know about that, Paul, or reminding us in some cases. Yeah, so the SE is like the economy version, I guess, right? The one without the SE on it is the more powerful version. And it covers up to 5,000. And I did buy it from your page at $20. Oh, okay, so you got the better one. Uh, the better one, the non-SE, right? That one is a better flash because of the faster recycle time. So it's going to have bigger capacitors in it to store that charge so you get faster recycle times. And I also asked because I would have been able to get a $5 rebate from Amazon if it was the same one. Oh, okay. No, it's not the same one, unfortunately. Now, I did find an interesting deal on one of the lenses. Let me see if I can find that for you. And it is, I think it was that macro lens. It was this macro lens. So right here it says free item when you purchase $125, right? So I'm going to put a link to this page. Let me do that real quick. Let me put this in the chat section. I didn't describe it too well, but and I'll try and put it in the description of this video after the stream is over. But basically, Free bonus when you spend $125, right? So, well, this one I guess doesn't qualify. It's not quite 125. But there's a bunch of other lenses here, all over $125, including some of the ones that are on my deal. Let me see. This lens is awesome. The 75 f2 full frame. This is, if you have a Sony camera, this is an awesome, awesome lens. I have this lens, you know, they sent it to me to review, and it's my favorite lens because it's very small. So I highly recommend this lens for any Sony camera. But what you get, so like if I add this to my cart, and then you need to click over here, benefit items, and then I add this to my cart. And then when you go to check out, right, they are going to deduct the $11.89 off the total price. So ultimately you're paying $199. So that's the way to get a free camera strap if you buy, you know, if you spend $125. So here, I'm pretty sure this one doesn't work though, because it's not $125. But there's a lot of other good lenses like the 75. This one is, let's see if this one I know is available for Micro Four Thirds, but I don't see the Micro Four Thirds version here. It might be further down. Another good lens, of course, the 40 f2 is awesome. Let's see if that's the Micro Four Thirds version. Nope, that's the Fuji version. But yeah, definitely go down and look for your mount. And then throw this in, they'll give you a free camera strap. Awesome. Awesome. You're gonna love it. I have it here on my bag. You've been in my stream a lot of times, but you know that this is it right here. It's an awesome, awesome tripod. You know, I just throw it on the back of my little uh, bag here. This is the K&F version of this bag. I think this is on my $20 page, this bag, but it's not K&F, it's a different brand. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Because it's effectively the same bag. Oh, it's not here anymore. It must have gone up. This one is very similar though from BagSmart. Uh, any one of these, any of these three bags are about the same size, just different styles, right? And these are all excellent bags for the money. This is about the closest to what I have. I paid $26, $25. I can't remember. This is about the closest to the bag I just showed you. I don't see tripod straps on the bottom though. So you'd have to stuff it in the front pocket or something. Or get this one. This one's 20 bucks. And they have some different colors for like a, you know, $2 more. But this is an excellent bag. This bag sells for like $45 everywhere else. But this is a great bag too. Are you fully gasified? Yeah, I am. I still want to buy that. Okay, okay. I didn't cover the camera deals. I got to cover those real quick. Uh, there are some excellent deals here. If you go down a little bit further, okay, I've talked about the OM1 Mark II, the OM3 with the 12 to 45. You know, if you like Micro Four Thirds, really, if you, I shouldn't say that. What I should say is if you want a camera that does everything, those are the two that do everything. And, you know, I can't recommend these cameras high enough. But that said, not everybody wants to buy OM systems, right? Uh, this is a killer deal. You're getting an S5 II full frame 24 megapixel, killer camera for everything. Has high res shot mode. I think it even has like a version of live comp, but don't quote me on that. But focus bracketing, and it comes with two lenses, the 20 to 60 and the 50 millimeter f1.8, both excellent lenses. I used to have this with my original S5 Mark I, and it kind of breaks my heart I got out of this system. I had an S1R and a S5, and I don't know, I was running tight on money, and I just said, "Oh, I'm not using these cameras, so I had to make a choice, right? No way I'm selling my Micro Four Thirds gear, but of all the cameras I ever sold or got rid of and lenses, this is the one I regret the most, is the L mount system. And you can get into the L mount system. I'm really tempted by this for $2,100. The camera with these two lenses. This is a killer deal. Of course, the venerable Nikon Z5, the Mark I. If you just need a very compact, full frame camera that gives great image quality, but is not, it's not feature loaded like some of the higher end stuff. Like the Z5 II is feature packed now. It has everything. Uh, for a little more, you can get a Z5 Mark II with the lens. Now, by a little more, I mean because they're including the lens, this is a really good deal. Because if you were to add a lens to this, you would spend about $400 or $500, unless you buy one of the TT Artisans that I showed up top. Uh, but if you want the latest and greatest, the Z5 II is an awesome camera with a kit lens for 17. The Z6 III, this is an awesome deal. Uh, I would buy this camera with one of the Viltrox or TT Artisan lenses, like the 40 millimeter f2, just to get started. And you got a killer setup, uh, for photo and video. And Nikon is an awesome camera system. You don't have to worry. If you're going to buy a lens, a Nikon lens with it, this is the lens you want to buy. Forget about the 24 to 70 f4. The 24 to 120, this is by all accounts an excellent lens. Uh, I know a lot of people that have traded in their 24 to 70 to get this lens. It's that much better. Not only for the versatility, but people say it's sharper, more, faster, all of that stuff. They just love this lens way more than their 24 to 70 f4. So if you're going to buy a lens with this camera, this is the one to get. And then you can do everything with it. Here are the extension tubes that I talked about, going with the 40 to 150 kit lens. And this is the Snap-on Macro. This is a little bit pricey because you're only getting one lens, but you're getting both adapters at the same time. So you can almost buy the two lenses separately for the same price as buying this with only one lens. But I know the other deals that I showed earlier for this are not going to last, but this one is always here for like 45, 50 bucks. So I'm going to leave this on my page, but for now, I recommend just buying it individually like this. All right, but those were the camera deals that I thought were pretty outstanding. This S5, the OM3 with the 12 to 45, and the Z6 III, just body only, and then throw on, any of these lenses up here, and if you pick one off that other page, you get a free camera strap on top of that. Okay. So that's all I have for today. Uh, lots of good stuff there. Lots of amazing deals on lenses. Meaning, they're already at a really good price. If they go on sale, it's going to be like $10 difference. There's no need to wait for a sale on a lot of the lenses that I showed today. You can just get them and you got a great lens at a great price. Be wary of the international versions that I showed you. You may want to consider, like Paul was saying, the extended warranty or whatever they call it, to cover the lens and give you a little peace of mind, or to give you some additional recourse. I don't have any personal experience with it, but you will have some additional recourse if there is a problem in the future beyond the 30-day window. And then, of course, the camera bags, the filters, uh, there's some really good deals there on the camera bag and lens filters. I always recommend a polarizer, ND filter, and yeah, just the ND filter and the polarizers. Forget about the infrared filter that I showed. I messed up there. I thought it was you're getting 4 for 23, but you're getting 1. So I'd wait. I'd wait on that. But that's all I have for today. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I really appreciate your support by using my affiliate links. And I'll be back Friday for our normal photo editing stream. Oh, and that reminds me, DxO 20% off. I have that deal down below too. 20% off using my affiliate link and coupon code. So that's another great way to support. I may do a separate video on that on Wednesday because there's only a few days left on this 20% off deal. So I may be back for that. But anyhow, you guys have a great day. Do that every day. You'll have a good life, right? Eat healthy, exercise.